The quick access gun safe I've been using every night for the last couple of years fits my daily carry pistol, but it doesn't fit the Staccato P. So I was looking for a new one when I received an email from Wincent Company asking me if I'd be interested in reviewing one of their products. I did some research on the company, looked at what they had to offer, and I took them up on their offer. So stay with me while I take a look at the Wincent Pi 2 Quick Access Gun Safe. I'll give you my honest thoughts as compared to the brand I have been using. Welcome to Rider's Range. First I want to look at what this safe is not. It's not a fireproof, theft-proof way to store a firearm. The whole purpose of any quick access safe like this is to keep a firearm out of the hands of unauthorized users in the home or place of business while still allowing authorized users to have a quick access. Now granted, you could get by with something like this. Not really super quick access if you got to have a key, or super secure anyway. Or certainly something like this, set a quick combination, turn the knob, but plastic, yeah, I don't know. Or this has been advertised a lot, and certainly not what I would call, well, I'm sure there's a way to do this, but there we go. Certainly not what I would call super quick access. And again, it's a plastic case. How secure is it going to be? This safe, like virtually every other safe in its class, can be picked or broken into by someone who's determined and has the tools and the time. But other than picking the lock where the backup key goes, it can't be broken into without any obvious damage. There are other YouTube videos out there on breaking into safes like this, and you don't get into them without leaving some permanent damage. For me, it's a way to have quick access to my home defense pistol at night without having to worry about the grandkids having access to my gun. But for those firearms that aren't intended for daily carry or immediate home defense, security is certainly best obtained in a regular, quality, dedicated gun safe, not just a stamped steel storage cabinet or a portable quick access safe like this. The Wincent website, as well as the end of their box, explains that the company name is Win, there you can say Win for family, Sense for life. Okay, works for me. And I'll get this out of the way right from the start. This safe is made in China. But then again, so is Vaultek and every other quick access safe that I could find. If anyone is aware of a similar product that's made in America, please let us know in the comments down below. The next question is, why is this the Pi 2? That's pi as in the 16th letter of the Greek alphabet, not your mother's apple pie. I can't imagine it has anything to do with pi representing the ratio of the circumference of a circle to the diameter, because this safe certainly isn't anything resembling a circle. Maybe it's just because this is version 2.0. I don't know what that has to do with pi, but anyway, back to the Wincent Pi 2 quick access safe. It is certainly one of the more affordable safes on the market that can hold 2 handguns and can be opened by the touch of one of up to 50 or 100 stored fingerprints. So I mentioned that because the website says it can store up to 100, but the owner's manual says that it can't take more than 50. I certainly, between my wife and myself, we're not going to put more than 50 in it, so I don't know exactly what it'll take. So packaged in this safe comes, let's see, you got a pouch with owner's manual, mounting screws, a couple of adhesive strips, and it came with the batteries also. Batteries have already been installed in here, so you're not going to see those come out in the unboxing, so to speak. Also does come with a security cable, and I'll show you briefly how that attaches in here. You can loop this around pretty much whatever and hook it into the notch in the back. Close the lid on it, and it provides some degree of security. How easy that could be cut, well, no, haven't tried it. Now this safe comes in 3 basic colors. It comes in your basic black, and it comes in 2 camos. The black camo, like this one, also comes in pink camo. And I said this will hold 2 full-size guns, so let's just see what it will. I said I wanted to hold my Staccato P, by the way. Gun is completely unloaded here. And the P with the loophole delta point does fit. And how about another full-size pistol here, the Canik Mete with an optic, and by gosh, they both do fit. Now I'm not sure if either one of these would fit with a light mounted on it along with the other gun. I don't think that it would. I'm not into lights for civilian use, but you can look at my video on that one and see what I think about that. Again, this isn't about lights, so let's not worry about the comments on that one. So this is a high pressure die cast unit. It's not welded. There's no seams on here. The top and the bottom are one piece, and again, it's just pressure cast. I don't know exactly what the gauge is on this. It looks like about 18 gauge steel, and it's a fairly heavy safe. This is not a light unit, certainly not like any of those little portable ones I showed you a minute ago. The lid, as you can see, is spring loaded. I got to make sure that it doesn't slap into my monitor at the other end of this. So let's see if, that told me that it didn't like that fingerprint. Again, if my fingers get a little dirty, it might not always take them. There, worked on that one. And this lid does pop open with some authority. So the fingerprint method is one way to get in. Right now, this comes with a factory equipped code of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get into fairly easily. And it also comes with keys for the lock area in front. And pop the key in, and again, it opens quite easily. They do caution you, however, don't leave the keys inside. Now, when you program this, it's got a programming button in here right next to the LED, and it talks about 2 quick pushes on the programming button, and then it'll give you a beep, and you register each fingerprint 3 times. So each of the 3 times I put a finger down, I put it down just a little bit different because you never know exactly how you're going to access it. And like that, it may not get it if the finger's just a little bit dirty or dry. There may be reasons that it may not get a particular finger. Also, if you attempt, I believe it's 5 times in a row by using the wrong finger or the wrong keypad combination. By the way, you can set your own, anything up from 4 to 6 digits on this. And if you try 5 times to get in and get it wrong, it's going to sound an alarm, and it'll lock you out for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you can get back in, although in the meantime, you can still use a key to get in. Now, the interior on this is somewhat padded. There is it's a fairly thin pad here, about maybe 3/16 of an inch thick, and it's fairly firm padding. It's also padded under the on the underside of the lid, which is fine if you're not going to be carrying this thing with firearms inside. If you were going to be carrying it with 1 or 2 guns inside, obviously they get knocked around some. You can certainly add to the padding if you want. Now, you do have to remove this padding if you in fact, it's got adhesive strips in there right now, but if you want to secure this to another surface, it does come with screws to screw it down, but you have to pull this padding out of the way, and that's where it said these adhesive strips are for, to secure the padding. Well, it's already secured in this safe. Now, I did briefly mention the other safe that I've been using. It does have a heavier padding on the inside, which of course can be removed. In fact, once you remove that, you get down to padding that's very similar to what's inside the Wincent. And that's just nice, a softer surface to put the gun in. But again, the gun will move around. There's no padding around the edges at least to cushion the gun if you're just moving it around. So this isn't going to be any more gentle on your gun than the Wincent is. But I can always add padding if I need to. Does have an LED light on the inside that lights up when you open the lid, and the batteries go in this compartment here. Again, it's 4 AA or AAA batteries, and if the batteries ever run out, you've got a USB-C port over here on this side where you can plug a cable in, and it's not going to recharge the batteries, but it's going to give you power so that you can get the safe open if you don't have your keys and the batteries are dead. I have no idea how long these batteries are going to last. Now, when I use this as a bedside safe, I open it at least once, sometimes twice every single day. I didn't mention the latching on it. The latches on the top are stamped steel that appear to be welded in place, and they aren't as fancy as the nice chrome-plated device or locking devices that are screwed on the inside of the Vaultek, but they're going to be every bit as secure as far as I can tell. All right, this again, it's a good, solid, heavy safe. It's not going anywhere, but again, somebody could pick this up and take it away with your guns in it, pry the thing up, open off-site, or if they got time in your house, they could certainly get your tools out of your garage or your basement and pry the thing open. There's a video that shows that you can bust off this front panel here, and there's a way to take a paper clip and maybe bridge a couple of contacts in there to open it electronically. But again, all of those are going to damage this thing, so that you'll definitely know that somebody got into it. So what doesn't this have? Well, unlike the Vaultek, by the way, it's a smaller safe. All the features are pretty comparable. The Vaultek has all the same features for getting in, the fingerprint, the whole bit. Although Vaultek said, at least when I bought that a couple of years ago, said you can only store up to 20 fingerprints. This says 50 or 100 depending on what you listen to. But the Vaultek also has Bluetooth access, at least that particular model does, and it also has an app that you can theoretically open it from the app. I keep mine locked out so that if anybody got my phone, they couldn't open it. But it does have that feature. And the Vaultek also has a rechargeable battery. Now, I don't believe the smaller Vaultek, like the one I have here, has that, even the biometrics anymore, but they make a Vaultek that's this size that does have the biometric and still has the Bluetooth app. A couple of minor gripes. First of all, there's really no texture on this. Nice finish on it, but no real texture, whereas it's got a kind of a crinkle finish or a little bit more texture on the Vaultek. Not a deal breaker by any means. In fact, I looked at a new Vaultek here a couple days ago, and it was finished just pretty much like this, just about as smooth. One gripe I do have, though, is on the bottom. Those 4 gray rubber feet I had to add because this was just a smooth bottom and it was slipping all over whatever I put it on at the time. Again, the Vaultek does come with some nice padded rubber feet on it, but I had to add them on the Wincent. Just a minor gripe, easy to add. Those things aren't very expensive at the hardware store to pick up, and it now does keep it nice and secure on a hard surface. There's a couple of cavities here in back, and I get a little concerned that if you store something other than a firearm in here, maybe jewelry or something, could it slip down in here and it can actually get under this panel. Now it looks like this panel can be taken off with a couple of Phillips screws there, but still, just having that gap in the back is a little concerning to me, but certainly not a deal breaker. Keeping firearms inside, there's nothing that's going to slip down in that area. And while I've got it open here, you can see one area here where it really didn't get finished real well. But again, it's a price point issue. It does have secure. The construction here, this goes down, this ridge goes down inside of this channel here to make it much more pry-proof, so all that's good stuff. Getting back to the nits though, other than the cavities in back, the padding, the lack of rubber feet on it, and maybe the texture on it, I don't have any complaints about this thing. So is it worth it compared to the Vaultek? This... In basic black, this retails for $169.99. I think I've seen it as low as $120, $30 more for the pink or the black camo. So yeah, $200. But again, if you can get it for $120, biometric safe that has good tactile buttons on it. You can see them, you can feel them, multiple fingerprints, good solid latching, basically pry-proof without, you can't get into it without leaving evidence unless you pick the lock. So really everything the Vaultek has, except the Vaultek, I'll have to admit, does come in, really nice box and not quite Apple quality padding, but definitely something you would expect out of a higher priced product. But does that make it a higher end product? They're both made in China. They're both about the same gauge steel, it appears anyway. Same features with the exception of no Bluetooth on this, but I don't care about that. And frankly, I rarely use the Bluetooth on the Vaultek anyway. And the Vaultek says it'll go like 4 months on a charge. I go almost a year on a charge on that. But in order to recharge the Vaultek, I've got to plug it in, and it's got to stay plugged in for a few hours. On this one, pop it open, take out 4 AAA batteries, put in 4 new batteries, and I'm good to go. I don't know how long it'll last, but we're going to find out. So, sorry Vaultek, for my money, again, the Wincent Pi 2 Biometric Quick Access safe is, man, it's hard to beat for the price. And if I'm looking for another one, my money's going to have to go to Wincent this next time. Thanks for sticking with me on this quick review of a Biometric Quick Access safe from Wincent. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Thanks for dropping into Rider's Range.